My girlfriend got new frames, and she's like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "You look like fucking Uncle Junior." She had new frames 2 days later.
You look like you and looks like you and your nephew used to run things in North Jersey.
I made Uncle Junior jokes all fucking night long. I was like, I'm gonna be honest about this one, because otherwise I got to live with these for like the next 4 years.
Good for you for standing up.
Yeah,
I mean, that could have been a gift.
She's almost blind like you, so she pays the extra money for whatever they call it when they're like the thin ones,
low profile.
But they're already so thick that like they can only take so much out and still have you be able to drive a car.
That's
so
true.
They're pretty fucking thick.
Well, then she knows the struggle.
Yeah. Not dealing with that Uncle Junior.
She's pretty gay.
I don't love your frames, and I've been very honest about that. Woody's.
I like lightweight, big frames.
Kyle didn't like my other frames.
I didn't, and I was honest about it.
He was. I think these are my preferred. I don't know.
You look like one of the fighting nerds when you've got those. Like
these are Ray-Ban. These are exactly the glasses you choose for your sunglasses. And I had gotten compliments on these while wearing sunglasses. They're like, dude, those fit you perfect. And I was like, all right, Doom, I'm doing this for my all the time glasses. This is what they would look like. And I don't know. As I switched, I think I did like the other ones a little more. I'm not sure.
Yeah, these aren't bad.
Jackie saw me standing in the kitchen, just talking, right? We're hanging out, having breakfast. And she's like, "You are so handsome." And I was like, "Where'd that come from?" And she's like, "I think it's the glasses."
I think it's that $1,200 you gave me for Christmas.
Woody's like, keep them coming.
Yeah, I think both of those are good. I actually might like those a little more.
These I would look like the glasses of like the guy who reads me the fucking news on fucking CNN or something. These look like a professional guy on camera's glasses. Taylor's glasses make me wonder if he strangles women.
That's absurd. I'm more of like a smoke inhalation.
They asked for it first, Kyle.
Mm-hmm. If they wouldn't have been walking on the side of the road if they weren't looking for some action from serial killer action. No, these are good glasses. The thing is, which you don't wear glasses, so you don't know. I have bigger, bulkier framed glasses with the same prescription in there. With big lenses, but they were so heavy that after like 3 weeks of wearing them, I was wearing them on the show like a couple of years ago. It was just after a few weeks of wearing them, like I was like, man, this is just uncomfortable. Like if you wear glasses all day, every day, you can like, when you take your glasses off, you can feel like the patch of nose skin where it's like pushed down all day and it's almost smoother than the rest of your nose because it's like the little area being pushed down. And I was like getting a blister from those big heavy glasses. These ones are excellent. Huge lenses, the lightest weight glasses I've ever had. Maybe perhaps not the most stylish. Maybe you're right. But as far as comfort, efficacy, longevity, I love these. These are fantastic.
Kyle, I Googled that same picture.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet they'd also stop a low caliber round, if you were.
See, like this is the thing is like the serial killers, I'm reclaiming this style of glasses.
You're taking it back. We're taking Jeffrey Dahmer. This is our look.
Yeah. It is pretty similar. But like, look at him. He was killing people. He was having sex with dead bodies or something like that.
He was drilling holes into black man's skull and dripping acid in to make them a compliant sex slave.
Oh wow, that's even worse than I.
Does that work? Asking for a friend?
When he's like, no, died again.
That's what he was. That's why he was. It was a new experiment. It's like, that was too much battery acid. Let's try something else.
What's the right amount of battery acid to put into someone's brain?
That's what he was wondering. That's exactly what he was wondering. All right, so this is from the TV show, but same glasses, obviously. Hairstyle's a little similar too.
Not even close. He's got long blonde hair.
I mean, because he colored it.
Oh, I guess he did. No, that's not. That's more similar to what it looked like.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. That's just an old lady.
Did that lady kill people?
No, and she doesn't have the aviator style either. It's right over the top.
Rosemary West. I don't know who Rosemary West is. I'm sorry. Oh, she was a serial killer. But see, the photo's in black and white, so that you've lost me there.
Let's see. How many victims did you get, Rosemary West? 10 plus.
Ooh.
Sometimes
poison? Was it poison?
I'll have to read.
Ed Kemper here. Ed Kemper here was a goat. That dude is like 6'5", 300 pounds, or maybe bigger. Like, he's a colossal man. He drove around with his mother's head in a bowling bag.
How did she kill people?
He fucked her mouth first. So different ways. I think he would shoot and strangle a lot. He was the one who he was the co-ed killer. So he would pick ladies up and give them rides, like college students who needed rides in and out of town. And he was like, I would joke with these ladies sometimes about, you gotta be careful who you get in a car with. You know, that killer's going around. And he's like, sometimes I just let them go. You know, I just let them go. If they knew who I was and they'd heard about me, I just let them go, drop them off where they were going. And it's just like so dark. He killed a lot of women. Yeah.
You know that whoever was like producing, what a great picture that was on screen for a serial killer documentary or like news story. Because he looks.
He's posing for it for the lulz. Like, he's very self-aware of like the celebrity of serial killers. He's the guy who worked with the FBI when they were first classifying serial killers as serial killers. They were called
spree killers at first, right?
Spree comes to mind, but I don't think it is spree. Sequential was the first terminology, I think. Sequential killers, because they kill in a pattern or a sequence, I think was the initial like classification, but it's the research that led to serial killers. It's the topic of that Netflix drama, Mindhunters, which is criminally good to have been canceled after 2 seasons.
That stinks.
I don't know if I like sequential killer or serial killer more.
Serial is
sequential killer really refers to a type of serial killer, if you think about it, because there are those guys who like, I mean, presumably who kill in patterns. Like every September he kills another one because that's the year his mom like died or whatever kooky thing is going on. But then a serial killer could be somebody who's like, whenever the urge is just too strong to fight, they go out and get another one.
So they're not the same thing. It's not just renamed.
I thought it was renamed,
I'm just thinking like literally what the words mean.
Don't they both mean one after another? Am I crazy?
Well, a serial killer wouldn't have any rhyme or reason, whereas a sequential killer, you would imagine, if you take the word literally, is going in a set sequence that based on a date or some other kind of timing, rather than just like urges or opportunity.
Seems similar to me. Seems almost like a distinction with that.
Yeah, they're like the same words. Yeah. My problem with serial killer is that it's a homophone, and it sounds like we're talking about some sort of breakfast time killer, and I'm not here for it.
that's you.
Yeah. We need a better word.
Sort of a Captain Crunch scenario where, okay, that's not what I go to. I think we're pretty good at it.
It's exactly what I said. I knew I was right. A sequence killer commits multiple murders over a time with distinct cooling off periods, days, weeks, years between kills, driven by psychological needs, while a spree killer commits murders in multiple locations within a short frame of time. And never mind. I thought it was going to go to the other thing. But it's just the same thing either way. In any case, Ed Kemper was my favorite.
Spree and sequential, I could see not being the same thing. But sequential and serial to me are same word.
Yeah, I mean, they replaced that word with the other word, so pretty much the same thing.
I watched all those Ed Kemper interviews, and I've also seen the ones where it's like him in the jail cell, and he's like standing there T-posing because he's like 6'10", and it's like a female prison guard, and then like clearly a shorter male prison guard, but still a grown man, like standing fully under both of his arms, and they're smiling like he's a bit of a novelty. And he was like more charming than you would expect in his interviews. But every once in a while, pretty regularly, it would just be obvious that like he was pretending to be a person, really. Like they would ask about regret or this or that, or what would you have done differently? And it was more about things like, well, I don't know how much I would have done differently, really. I think I probably would have ended up in the same situation, and that's probably because of how I was raised and things. And it's like, wow, this guy like learned enough about, pushing away accountability from whatever prison like psychologist was assigned to him, that he was just mirroring that, being like, it's really a societal issue, and people like
I don't think so.
To crop up.
I always read it as someone who had finally understood why he had done the things he did and had come to grips with it and understood it in a clinical way, because he has met with so many doctors to try to help him get through that. His mother was, abusive and horrific growing up. 6'9", 300 pounds. Yeah, I saw a size comparison between him and his victims, and they look like hobbits.
Yeah, that's the worst kind of serial killer to attack you. A giant one. Like I'd prefer
I think it was him who like he drove the girl off somewhere. It might have been him. It's definitely a serial killer did this. He drove the girl off somewhere, and then he got out and went around to their side to get him, and they locked the car doors. And he didn't have his weapon with him. He was just going to pull her out and strangle her or whatever. And he convinced her to open the door after like he's maybe half an hour of pleading and bargaining and apologizing for whatever. She got spooked, gaslighting, and then she finally opened the door and he murdered her.
She should have seen that coming.
Should have seen that coming.
Yeah.
It's wild how really bad people can still be charismatic. Like it.
Sure. Like you can. Like
I think the worst people are charismatic.
Often, I've heard files and like you think they're going to do terribly in prison, and I guess they often do. But then sometimes like they make friends and get popular because they're just. I mean, some of them can be major streamers, aspiring.
Maybe, but the ones I see are where like it's that giant ginger guy who's like,
leave burnt peanut alone.
You thought you were gonna.
I'm not talking about burnt peanut.